UFC St. Louis. This is a real special event for me because some of you may know, some of you may not know, I grew up most of my life in St. Louis. And not long ago, like 15 years ago, MMA was not a big thing in St. Louis. There's a lot of fighters, a lot of boxers, but there wasn't like events. UFC wouldn't come to St. Louis, There was just the Cardinals, the Blues, and that's pretty much it. Every once in a while we'd have a boxing fight. But for myself and all those fighters who fought on the UFC card, we were doing backyard fights, fighting on Shamrock FC, stuff like that. Just real small local shows, but it was frowned down upon. So to now see the UFC come to St. Louis and the show be sold out and the crowd going crazy, like that was so inspiring. And I was really happy to see guys like Joaquin Buckley and Charles Johnson be able to live their dream. And because every fighter from St. Louis, their dream is to fight in downtown St. Louis by the Arch. Crowds, like that's what everybody's dream is if you do MMA and you're from St. Louis. And now it's become a reality for some people, and now MMA is St. Louis is a hot spot for MMA. So that's amazing. It's really, really incredible to see. The card was amazing. Derrick Lewis came out there. He had a tough fight. He got taken down a few times. Got hit with some elbows. Still, heavyweight, you make one mistake, it's over with. These guys hit hard. So Derrick Lewis, amazing knockout. It wasn't a knockout, amazing TKO. Big ground and pound shots. Joaquin Buckley, I'm super impressed with his performance. He went out there and just dominated, just incredible. One of the judges gave it a 30-26. That's unheard of. Joaquin Buckley really turned the corner, and he's always had just incredible wins in the UFC. I believe his first win was that spinning back kick knockout over Impa, the current PFL champion. So yeah, new man. So I think he's a guy to really watch out for. A lot of people online are talking trash, saying it's cringe that he's calling out McGregor. I mean, closed mouths don't get fed in this game. The only reason Michael Chandler is getting the fight with McGregor is because he called out McGregor. So you never know. This landscape of MMA changes so quickly that who knows? Some things happen, and the next thing you know, Joaquin Buckley's fighting. Maybe Chandler gets injured. Next thing you know, Joaquin Buckley steps in, fights McGregor. That's how this game goes. So you have to call people out, and he wants to. It's also honorable what he's fighting for. He's fighting for his grandma and to be able to take care of her and take care of his family. So I respect that. I love that. I have big respect for him because we're the same age. We were in the same circuit. He's gotten the UFC, broken in, and he's really, really doing well. So big ups to Joaquin Buckley. Super inspiring stuff. Also, Charles Johnson, he was the LFA champ multiple times from St. Louis. I actually competed against him way back when I was a teenager in a jiu-jitsu tournament. Seeing him now in the UFC doing well, he's on like a 2 or 3 fight win streak. That's super inspiring. Also, that dude's a hell of an athlete. Really watch out for that guy because this guy's a state champion runner. And I believe runners are some of the best athletes when it comes to fighting when they switch over. He was a state champion in, I believe, wrestling as well. Either wrestling or football. I forget which one, but he's a really good athlete. He's a hell of an athlete. It's a guy who really watch out for in that division. I think I can see him doing really well and maybe even becoming champ in the next 2-3 years. He's a workhorse. That dude really, really grinds for real. So hopefully one day I get the chance to fight in St. Louis in the UFC, or in a major organization. I would love that, to be able to fight in downtown St. Louis, sold out crowds. Bro, that's just crazy. It's just really what dreams are made of. And it was really inspiring to see these guys go out there and live their dream. Next fights to make, if Chandler gets injured, throw Buckley in there. Charles Johnson, I'm not really too familiar with his weight class. I don't really know who's in the top 10, but give him a top 10 guy. You know, I think he's ready, especially he won the LFA belt multiple times, so he's definitely a top level fighter. Yeah, UFC St. Louis, 10 out of 10 event.